Yeah. What's good, brother? You need a life? Stop. You need a life? Bruh. Bruh. Fuck. Fucking starved. Really? Let those. Hey. Oh my gosh. Can't do it. Hold on. You guys are. Need a pepperoni here. Fuck it. Need more. Need a couple. You are in my life. You know? You are in my life. Understand, bro. Really? Maybe I'll leave tomorrow. The game's on tonight. Maybe I'll leave tomorrow. Maybe. I'm just trying to watch this game. I don't even know what channel it comes on. Yo, hey, stop that. It's mean. Yeah, I know, right? It's from the mean ass motherfuckers. Mean ass motherfuckers. And, yeah, what's good, man? Welcome to the stream profile, guy. I don't know if I can meet you. Oh my gosh, guys. I just don't know. What's the name of this video called anyway? I forget already. I hope you have a good day, Jess. Thank you very much. Oh my goodness, I hope I do too. I really do. Yeah, what it do? Pittsburgh Steelers. I really do hope I have a good day. And I really hope you do too. Let's see what this is. Here we go. There we go. Steelers. File your taxes 100% free in the app. You didn't file with us last year. Just file with TurboTax. I got the wrong color on. I know I should be wearing my Pittsburgh shirt, huh? It's getting washed. Man, they gotta win today, boys. Yeah, I got San Francisco colors on it. We got this shit, guys. How was your job? I got fired. They called and said that they need to cut back on hours. The lady, she ain't making no money. Yeah. Yeah, then they said they want my hat and shirt, and Liz said that I better give it to them or they'll try to hold my fucking couple day check. Yeah. Hey, but see, I seen this dude. Yeah. I seen this dude call at it. You got caught smoking that? Maybe. Lowe's terrible, to be honest. Home Depot and Lowe's terrible, to be honest. They're good. I like them. Nah, listen, there was this dude that stole a cucumber. And I didn't tell him. Do you think that's why? Do you think that was just a test? He stole a cucumber. And I didn't tell him. I was at Home Depot a minute. It was lousy. What was you getting there? $10 an hour? Home Depot a minute? It was like, oh, you worked at $10 an hour. Oh. Yeah, I worked for $10.75 right now for a little bit. And then it went up to 11, but I lost my job, bro. Sad about it, really. Sad as fuck. I drive bus, it's chill. Hell yeah. Probably gonna go to this factory across the street, man. Try to get in there. Or that restaurant uptown. Oh, you work at a vape shop too? Hell yeah. Hello. Tough Patriot. Go Bills. It's over for them. Didn't Bills lose or did Bills win? I forget. Oh, they won. Don't hate. I'm not. I'm a Pittsburgh fan, brother. They got in the Super Bowl. Oh, I appreciate them likes. You guys are crazy with it, man. Nick, what's good? Cheers, motherfucker. Who's he talking about? CA Stroud? Quit vaping? Okay. Yeah, I haven't been. I just do it to blow smoke rings. Yeah, what's up, brother? Music Pro with a K? Yeah. Well, I don't know where you guys are coming from and who you guys are, man, but a lot of you guys have came back, and I'm grateful for it. You guys are crazy. We'll probably watch the game tonight, man. I gotta fucking leave. I don't got a girlfriend. Crazy sad. She's crazy. I need to get my head out my ass. Stop pissing her off. Only two things from Texas. Steelers Nation. Let's fucking go. Only two things from Texas. Yeah, we know what them are. Steers and. Hell yeah. Do they still say that? Oh my gosh, guys. Should I go walking? Well, I don't want to leave her door unlocked, so I'm not going to leave. Oh man, thank you for tuning in with us, man. We're fucking chilling. Let's just hit this empty motherfucker suit and get out of it. Miami County. Miami County. I thought I just changed the channel. I did 60 days in Miami County.
Make some cash, do some good. Earn up to $40 per hour donating plasma. Easy and quick donations that earn you money. This is the best side hustle of 2025. You can make real money off crazy predictions.
What's up, old man? What's up, Red Beard, Green Thumb? How old are you? Hey. Yeah, how old are you, Beard? They do have a chance. Damn, Texans are good, huh? Oh, we got some tension up in this bitch already. You see my stains? Don't drink coffee. I work at Home Depot. I probably can't get a job, but I'm gonna have to go up here and wash dishes. Probably. I'm gonna have to go up here and wash dishes. You know? You need clean teeth. Oh, I do have clean teeth, my man. Brush my shit every day. Don't miss a day. I don't miss a day. If I wouldn't brush them, I would think of it and I would brush them. I do not miss a day. I got clean teeth, boy. They're old. These bones been around a while. They've seen some shit. Literally. The whole entirely another game for Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh man, my girlfriend fucking left me. Liz Jennings left me, man. Crazy. You can't win them all. I'll just have to fucking get to the Buckeye house. And run around and get drunk. At least I got you guys, huh? You hit 70 yet? Yeah, almost. Hey, man. Hey, man, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth, man. Watch your mouth. No drinking? I won't drink. I'll try. If you guys keep me fucking sober, man. You can keep me sober, probably. Like, I rely on girls to do it, but maybe my check can do it. I do rely on women to help keep me a little clean and shit. If she's a crackhead and I'm fucking done, you know. If I had a girlfriend that was a crackhead, I'd be done, dude. It's fucking sad. She might like me though. Maybe. I'm sober. Liquor seems like it takes me out anymore. Oh man, I can't handle liquor. It's so strong. It tastes so nasty. Holy shit. Yeah, I can't fuck with it either. Can't take it anymore. Yeah, drinking. But that's what I instantly want to do if I'm having it bad. If I'm like, stick with everybody now, I love it too. I don't love drinking, but that's what I go to when I'm fucking like down and out and just depressed. And who fucking donated a $100? Skull Edit didn't he? We could watch that dumb shit, but I bet you regret this. Yeah, no, I do. Gosh, man, I do. It's gotta be Uncle Fester, kid. Damn. Is that the same guy that says that every time? Yeah. They probably you preaching to the choir. Let's see. Jump on Venezuela. Let's see what he has to say.
It starts in the kitchen, where factor chefs dial in balance, the way coaches fine-tune plays, because what you put in is what you get out. Factor.
What you put in is what you put out.
They don't have oil, but they would live off of the oil from Venezuela, and what they do have is very strong people and very powerful people militarily, and they would protect the people running Venezuela, and they were taking a lot of money from Venezuela. Now they don't have that; they won't be taking in any money. So, Marco, what do you think?
Well, I mean, the fundamental problem in Cuba is that it's run by incompetent people that don't know what an economy looks like, much less a functioning one. They've made a choice, and that is they would rather have political control over the people than they would to have an economy that functions. And they've gotten away with it for 60-something years because they've had donors, the Soviet Union, and now most recently Venezuela, but that's now gone. So the people in control in Cuba have a choice to make. They can either have a real country with a real economy where their people can prosper, or they can continue with their failing dictatorship that's going to lead to systemic and societal collapse. That's a very stark and dramatic choice, and it's one we hope to make the right one. We don't have an interest in a destabilized Cuba.
Wow.
That would be their fault, because they refuse to allow the people of Cuba to have either economic or political freedom for that matter.
And you have a lot of people in this country that want to go back to Cuba and help Cuba. A lot of people have left, they came in penniless, they didn't have anything, and they've become very rich people in our country, and they want to very much go back and help Cuba. So that's something that Cuba has in a lot of other places. So now, Peter?
Don't have Peter, he said.
More on topic. President Zelensky said that he was watching with the rest of the world as you made this order to go and capture Nicolas Maduro. And he said, if that's how it works with dictators, then the United States knows what to do next. Sounds like he wants you to go and capture Vladimir Putin. Would you ever order a mission to go and
Oh, God.
Well, I don't think it's going to be necessary. I think we're going to have I've always had a great relationship with him. I'm very disappointed. I settled 8 wars. I thought this would be.
Hey, thank you, hearts, for everyone. Really do appreciate that
I
shit.
don't know if you know, Peter, last month.
Really do. If you can be kind enough to hit that like button, you made it this far.
I think we're going to end up getting it settled. I wish we could have done it quicker because a lot of people are dying, and mostly soldiers. They get hit in Kiev and they get hit a little bit here and there, and people are dying there too. But the soldiers, when you have 31,000 soldiers dying in a period of a month, 27,000 the month before, 26,000 the month before that, that's bad stuff. So, as you know, President Biden gave $350 billion to Ukraine to fight, and we would never get that back, although I did make a rare earth to Ukraine. But we're selling them to NATO military
And
equipment.
stuff.
We're getting full price and all of that, but that's not a big deal to me. What is a big deal is stopping a war where 30,000 people are being.
How you doing, man? It's a lot, but bro, if you can, it's all right. If you can't, that's all right. We're just trying to see how many likes we can get in 25 minutes, 30 minutes. I don't know what we're doing, really. We can do something here.
Well, I haven't seen the.
Just in there. That's what we're doing.
He's generally very accurate, I hate to say it. Look, I watched that.
Yeah, what's up? Really fun vlogs. I remember you, man.
But there was a woman screaming.
I can still say, been live for 38 hours.
Probably a paid agitator, but in my opinion, she was an agitator, a very high-level agitator, so professional. She wouldn't stop screaming. I said, this isn't a normal situation. This is a professional.
My family said they disown me if I stream. What does your family think? They don't like it. She don't like it. Are you gay? Is it? Yeah, yeah. Happy as fuck.
Just not normal. When somebody sees something like that, they don't go screaming and screaming.
Hi, welcome back, Ali Burkhart. I don't know. I don't know if you guys are real. Are you real?
And we will always be protecting ICE, and we're always going to be protecting our Border Patrol and our law enforcement. Yeah.
President, in your conversations with these oil executives today, do you provide
My
any
birthday
security
is this
guarantees
Friday.
so that
Oh, well, happy early birthday. My son's birthday is too.
and separately, Mr.
Or
President,
Thursday.
I'm very
Oh, man, I didn't fucking put that money in there. Here, we should go do that right now. I got a card. You guys want to see it?
Venezuela. You see Venezuela now led by Venezuela as an ally of the US.
I'll be 17. Well, fucking happy early birthday. And I hope you get fucking some money. That's what I'm giving my son. Well, here it is. They didn't really have no cards, really. I'm not that good at it either. So, happy birthday. It's really not. If you think it's the cake and the presents and turning into a teenager that makes your birthday so special, think again. It's you. Right? Yeah. He's 13. Yeah, do you think 50's too much? I think 50's enough for him. Really. I should get 51s. Nah. Money smells so bad. Yeah, no. He'll open it. Be like, oh. Says you always be daddy's baby. Because, he's daddy's baby, not mommy's. We just always did that. Happy birthday, Xander. I hope you like $50. LOL. I love you so much. He'll like $50, He'll love it. Xander, hope you like $50. LOL. I love you. He will. Because I ain't with his mom. He lives with his mom. Then the card's blue. And then it matches. She can probably fill this out, right? I know how, but she can fill it out. Yeah, she can fill it out. I gotta eat this shit. Not with his mom. Hold on. That is, man. Whoa, I'm sorry. Kick the cat. Mama got the Nobel Prize. He's been there saying, oh my gosh. Oh my God. Bruh. Should I eat this in here or in here?
They sell more Mercedes Benzes in that area than almost, can you imagine, you come over with no money and then shortly
It's
they're
crazy,
buying
huh?
a Mercedes Benz. The whole thing is ridiculous. So they're very corrupt. It's a very corrupt state. I feel that I won Minnesota. I think I won it all 3 times. And nobody's won it since Richard Nixon won it many years ago.
Yeah.
I won it all 3 times, in my
I
opinion.
didn't have a father
And it's a
when I
corrupt state,
did.
a
He was
corrupt voting
abusive.
state. And the
But who
Republicans ought
wants
to get
to hear
smart
about all
and
that
demand
bullshit?
on voter ID. They ought to demand
Yeah,
maybe same-day voting and all of the other things that you have to
I
have
know
in
what
state
you mean,
election.
man.
But I
Really.
won Minnesota 3 times and I didn't get credit for it. I did so well in that state every time. The people they were crying every time after. That's a crooked state. California's a crooked state. Many
Right.
crooked states. We have a very dishonest voting system. The last time I won,
Oh,
24, the one that just took place, I won because it was too big to rig. You couldn't rig it, it was too big. But I won the state of Minnesota. It's a corrupt voting system with an incompetent governor, a very incompetent governor. And by the way, he's a very corrupt governor too. Go ahead.
I have a question on Iran, but first, very quickly on Venezuela. How do you provide total security guarantees to these companies without putting U.S. boots on the ground?
Well, we're going to work with the Venezuelan leaders and people, and we're going to have a very safe group. And they're going to
Yeah, it was good with you.
some security with them. You know, these are not babies. These are people.
I
that
just
live
did.
in some pretty rough places. I can say a couple of those places make Venezuela look like
That's
a
nice.
picnic. These people around the table, these are tough people. They go into areas that you wouldn't want to go. They go into areas that if they invited me, I'd say, no thanks, I'll see you back in Palm Beach. Now, this is a tough group of people. They don't know how to do it. But we are, in addition to that,
It's crazy.
we have very good security for them. We're going to make sure there's very good security. And I think
love these
the
people,
people of Venezuela are going to give you very good security. You know, the people,
but now I don't
now
have
I'm
any.
not talking even leadership, the people of Venezuela are going wild over this. They named a street after President Trump. What do? You attack a country and they name a street? That's never happened before. Although I heard that's also taking place in Iran. They named a street. The protesters. I just hope, just God bless them. I just hope the protesters in Iran are going to be safe because it's a very dangerous place right now. And again, I tell the Iranian leaders,
What's
you
good?
better not start shooting.
Vaping?
We'll
Yeah.
start shooting too. need glasses? Sir, go ahead, please. Hold it. Next to you, yes, glasses. The gentleman with the glasses.
All right, thank you, Mr.
With
President.
those very big glasses, actually.
Yeah, Ferrari, actually. Mr. President, I have two questions. What do you want the European Union to do in Ukraine? The European leaders are pretty divided on Ukraine. And then, if you can reiterate this.
Cheers, motherfucker.
To the Iranian leader.
Oh, yeah.
The message that you have.
You're talking about Iran.
Like Iran, yeah.
What
First one,
Promise
Iran
that.
to do?
From
Where are you from?
Italy.
Oh, nice place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Promise that.
So what are you asking about Iran for?
Well, if you can answer about Europe and what you think the Europeans should do on Ukraine.
Yeah, what's good with you? Thank you for saying hi, man.
Europe has been doing so much for Ukraine, but it hasn't been enough. And obviously, that I would say that President Putin is not afraid of Europe. He's afraid of the United States of America. So I mean, there's no fear of Europe. You know, Europe's fallen behind in Europe. And JD said it very strongly. I don't know. It's,
He feels the United States of America. He shouldn't have said that.
Europe is a different place. Europe is changing. Europe has got to get its act together. I love Europe. I guess I came from Europe essentially. I have my roots are in Europe, but Europe is a different place. They have to get their act together. Now they've said they have a great NATO leader, and they've gone up to 5% from 2% GDP. That's a
Damn, I hope she's all right, bro.
very careful
Everybody, you hear that?
policy, and they have to be very because you know
You deserve it. I
I
don't know about that, but thank you.
There are certain
Shit,
places
thank
in
you
Europe
for your
that are very
kindness.
important that are no longer recognizable.
Dude's mom's.
I'm being very diplomatic when I say that they are not recognizable.
Man, I really hope she pulls through, dude, and they figure out what's going on.
They're putting windmills all over.
Shit's
the
bad.
place.
How old is she?
They're destroying their country. They're destroying the beautiful landscapes, the beautiful everything. They're doing. And by the way, in case you people don't know, I'm not much of a windmill person. I can proudly say, Doug, that we have not approved one windmill since I've been in office. And
I
we're gonna
love
keep
it.
that way. My goal is to not let any windmill be built. They're losers. They lose money. They destroy.
He's crazy as fuck, eh? Let's listen.
All right, you gotta stop buying generic Viagra. If y'all over 40, you can get 9 pills of 100 milligrams generic Viagra for just $7 with free shipping. What a nice movie this is.
This is really nice. Anyway, it's going to be very rough in about 10 minutes, so we'll have to go a little bit quickly. They just
Yeah,
said,
what's good with you, man?
very,
She has 75. Damn, I hope she fucking comes through, man. It's bad when you're that age. That's terrible. I'm so sorry, right?
There seem to be some people killed that aren't
Holy
supposed to be
shit.
killed. These are violent.
You're at the hospital now?
I don't know if they're leaders or just they rule through
You're at the hospital
violence.
now?
But we're looking at it.
My
very
dude Chris Brown
seriously.
had a
The
stroke
military's
last night.
looking at it, and we're looking at some very strong
Yeah.
options. We'll make a determination.
Which options have you been briefed on? Are you meeting with senior officials?
Well, they think he did.
Are you meeting with
Am I gonna really, are you asking me to say what will they do, where will we attack, when, and at what angle will we attack from?
I'm with the U.S. White House TV pool. I'm wondering, are you being briefed on options? I'm with CNN, sir.
Why did you say I'm with CNN? She says I'm with the White House pool. And I say, what? You with CNN, you with fake news. Because CNN is fake news. Go ahead, give me a question.
Can I ask how you're balancing and how you're deciding your response, the balance between helping protesters versus...
I can't see how many people's watching. Because the curtain or wall is white.
Killed through the
Sorry.
stampeding. I mean, you know, there's so many of them.
I've been wondering why I do
I'm
that.
getting a full report. I'm getting an hourly report, and we're going to make a determination.
It's Saturday.
The son of the exposed Shah, and some military leaders are encouraging you.
I'm listening to how fucking crazy he is. He's fucking crazy.
Is that a serious option and are you
People have been shot, and we're looking at
Pardon
it.
me.
Yeah, please.
Are you going to go to Venezuela? Your secretary review is going to go to Venezuela?
We're doing well. Venezuela is really working out well. We're working along really well with the leadership, and we'll see how it all works out.
Is there a meeting with Delphi to go?
At some point, I'll be very good. She asked us, can we take $50 million barrels of oil? And I said, yes, we can. It's $4.2 billion. And it's on its way right now to the United States.
When will you meet with Machado this week?
There's something to grab here. It's going to get rough, and I don't seem to be in a great, I think you did this to me. You put me in a position where there's absolutely nothing to
Oh, what's
grab.
good with you?
So I'm looking for something to grab. And it's
I
not
hope
gonna
you
be
don't
Carolina.
either, dude.
How many oil companies make commitments to you, sir?
But you know, when they get that old,
How many oil companies make commitments to the United
I
States?
wonder what
after
could be
being
wrong with
operator?
her sitting and puking
You
blood.
have Exxon, I don't know.
I don't want to say. No, I didn't like Exxon's response. We have somebody that wanted to probably be inclined to keep Exxon out. I didn't like their response.
Well, they'll see. Might be cancerous.
What sort of backstops or guarantees have you told the oil companies that you're willing to provide?
Guarantees that they're going to be safe, that there's going to be no problem, and there won't be. There's not going to
You
be
go.
They had problems in the past because they didn't have Trump as a president. They had stupid people.
So I think you're saying that they would Cuba makes the deal.
What kind of deal are you looking for from Cuba? What kind of deal are you looking for from Cuba?
You're going to find out pretty soon. We're talking to Cuba, and you'll find out pretty soon. And one of the things I want taken care of, and one of the groups I want taken care of, are the people that came from Cuba that were forced out or left under duress, and they're great citizens of the United States right now. You have a lot of people forced out of Cuba unfairly, so we're going to take care of, most importantly right now, we're going to take care of the people that came from Cuba that are American citizens or in our country.
Are you going
Do you
to
plan to seize any oil tankers that are headed to Cuba?
Well, we have a lot of oil people really interested. You saw that the other day, and that was just a small group because the room in the White House, we need the ballroom, actually. We could have filled up the ballroom practically. We have so many people that want to go in for oil. So you saw some great companies.
Are you going to send Starlink to Iran, sir, to help the people on the ground with the internet blackout for more than 72 hours?
We're talking about that. We may get the internet going, if that's
Are
possible.
you talking to us
We
about
may speak to Elon, because as you know, he's very good at that kind of thing. He's got a very good company. So we may speak to Elon Musk. And in fact, I'm going to call him as soon as I'm finished with you.
Specifically, Iran said that they would consider military and commercial bases as legitimate targets if you struck. Are you concerned about?
Do that, we'll consider things targets they wouldn't believe. If they do that, we will hit them at levels that they've never been hit before, and they won't even believe it. I have options that are so strong. So I mean, if they did that, it'll be met with a very, very powerful force.
I mean, Iran takes your threat seriously.
Don't you think so, CNN? Don't you think so? Wouldn't you say that they probably do at this point? After going through it for years with me, being hit, Soleimani, al-Baghdadi, the Iran nuclear threat wiped out, don't you think, and then you just had Venezuela, don't you think, she says, CNN, do you think they take your threat seriously? Wouldn't you say they do after all of the things we've done? What a stupid question.
Are you coordinating with allies on the response to Iran?
President, when will you meet with Maria Corina Machado this week?
I don't know, I hear Tuesday or Wednesday. I look forward to that.
Have you named your board of peace for Gaza yet? Where do those plans
We
stand?
have since being formed, but essentially it's the most important leaders of the most important nations. All nations, but the most important, you take the most important leaders and nations, that's who the Board of Peace is going to be. Everybody wants to be on it. Nations. All nations, but
Do those plans
we
stand?
have since being formed, but essentially it's the most important leaders of the most important nations. All nations, but the most important, you take the most important leaders and nations, that's who the Board of Peace is going to be. Everybody wants to be on it.
What group taking your threat seriously is why they are not taking your threat, the New York Post.
Hell yeah, for sure.
Post used to be semi-fair.
Gosh, I hope you don't lose
What
your
group
grandma.
taking your threat very seriously is
Losing people's
Are you
fucking
still looking
sad.
at military action there or anything that can
Where? Military.
Greenland.
Greenland? Is there any anything they can offer you for a deal?
If we don't take Greenland, Russia or China will, and I'm not letting that happen. If we don't take Greenland, Russia or China will take Greenland, and I am not going to let that happen.
Deal they can offer you, and you're like,
Yeah, sure, I'm not about to make a deal with them. It's easier. But one way or the other, we're going to have Greenland.
Are you okay if that compromises NATO? If NATO effectively ceases to exist?
I'm the one that saved NATO. I'm the one that got them to pay 5.5% of GDP. Wait a minute. It was 2%, and they didn't pay. Now they're paying 5%. I'm the one that saved NATO. You wouldn't have NATO if I weren't president.
Would you pull the U.S. out of NATO? Would you consider doing that?
Well, maybe NATO would be upset if I did it. Maybe NATO would save a lot of money. I like NATO. You know, I just wonder whether or not if we needed NATO, would they be there for us? I'm not sure they would. You know, we spend a lot of money on NATO. And I'm not sure. Now, what's happened is...
Nah, I think he's crazy.
$350 million to Ukraine. And that nothing.
He's fucking crazy. He talks shit, don't he?
I think value back far greater than that, and that's what he should have done. Now, if you look at what's going on with respect to NATO, we have a very good relationship. 5% GDP, and they pay us. We send them military equipment, and they pay us back the full cost of the equipment. The war is, we make money with the war, but I don't even want to talk about that. I want to save the lives. They're Russian and Ukrainian lives. I want to save the lives. That's the only reason I'm doing it. This is Biden's
I don't
push.
hate
It never
him.
happened. Would have
It's
never
just funny.
happened if I were president. This is Biden's push, it's not Trump's push. All I can do is stop
It's
it.
fucking crazy.
And I think we're making progress toward stopping it. Which would be number 9.25. You know what the quarter is?
I don't like him
Right.
either, but I don't know.
Thailand and Cambodia went at it
I
again.
think he's so
But I
fucking
got to
crazy.
stop very quickly. I consider that 1/4 of a war.
Have you made a tangible offer to Greenland yet? Have you made an actual offer to Denmark?
Greenland should make the deal because Greenland does not want to see Russia or China take over. They don't go there. It's very
Just
far away from
watching.
Greenland.
He's fucking nuts.
And Greenland basically...
He's talking about taking over Greenland and shit. He's gonna start a big ass war. He better stop.
Dog sleds. In the meantime, you have Russian destroyers and submarines and China destroyers and submarines all over the place. We're not going to let that happen.
In the meantime, are you
And if it affects NATO, then it affects NATO. But, you know, they need us much more than we need them. I will tell you that right now.
going to increase the amount of military
If
bases?
someone hits us hard, dude,
The UK and Germany are discussing
we won't know what the fuck to
plans for
do.
a joint
Like,
NATO
talking
mission
shit is
to
not
protect
good,
our
man.
security
Like that. He
agreement.
thinks,
Does that change your
I know we're good, but
We're
He's
talking
flexing
about
too
acquiring,
hard.
not leasing, not having it short term.
you better chill.
And if we don't do it, Russia or China
Right.
will, and that's not going to happen when I'm president.
Are you going to increase the amount of military bases on Greenland in the meantime?
But we have bases on Greenland.
Are
Yeah,
you going to be more?
we have a lot of soldiers there right now. If I want, but you need more than that. You need ownership. You really need title, as they say in the Rosebus.
Around Minneapolis, your administration.
You need a
has
title.
absolutely
To Greenland, he said.
officer, shot
Yeah.
guns.
Still being a bomb.
How do you define absolute immunity? What does that mean?
Everyone's seen it. And a woman was very violent. She's a very radical person. Very sad what happened. Her friend was very radical. Go or
Under the
drive.
officer absolute immunity, how would you define that?
Well, I'm going to let the people define it. But immunity, you know what immunity what
Pittsburgh Steelers?
means as well as I do.
So that officer
But
should not have it worse.
can't be treated
Yeah.
that way, whether it's ICE,
Bears
or
versus
Border
Bills.
Patrol, or a police, and men and women. You can't do that. We have, the law enforcement in our country is doing really well, despite the fact that Sleepy Joe Biden allowed
Pittsburgh.
people to go through an open border. Crime
Bears.
stats just came out. We have the best crime stats on record, despite all the criminals he allowed into our country. We've gotten a lot of them out. We have to respect our law enforcement.
Shit, probably
Very
Denver
minimal.
for
That
real,
woman
huh?
was very, very disrespectful to law enforcement. And you heard the same noises. You saw the same crunch that I saw. You can't
Are
do that
Steelers
with
even in the playoffs?
police
Yeah,
or
they play
ICE,
tonight.
or Border Patrol or anybody else.
They play tonight.
When it comes to ice,
Mr. President,
They play tonight. They're gonna win and they're gonna go play in the championship, right?
ICE officers should have
They're threatened
Yeah.
every day. They had bans out playing so they couldn't sleep at the hotel. I see what they're doing to them. They're threatening them constantly. And all they're doing is doing what I got elected on. We had millions of people that came into our country that are horrible people that shouldn't be in our country. They're murderers, they're drug dealers, they're people from mental institutions, they're the criminally insane, they're people from prisons. They were allowed to come into our country because Biden was a stupid person,
They're in
and
the
the people
playoffs.
surrounding him, very smart, very vicious, but they have no common sense, and they're radicalized people. They're radical left people, not radical right. They're radical
Eagles.
left people. And all they're doing is
I know,
what I
dude.
did
I
before.
know.
I won in a
Crazy.
landslide. We won all 7
I
states.
hope
We won
Texans
the
got
Commonwealth,
CJ
we won the
Stroud.
district, we won everything.
Who
We
else
won
do
the
they got?
counties.
They probably
We
got
won
a
the
good
counties by
receiver or two.
79%,
I'm pretty
I
sure.
believe. I campaigned
Who's their
on
running back?
the great border, and now we have a great border. But
I'm
Biden
hip. Who's one of their name wide
25
receivers?
people
Stroud,
coming to this
yeah.
country, and many of those people
Who's
are
their receivers? They got a good receiver, right?
11,888 murderers, and we want them out. And I won on that. Now people don't talk about it because the border is so secure. Nobody wants to talk about it anymore. The border was one of the reasons I won the election. I've done such a good job on it that nobody wants to talk about it anymore. The border is totally secure.
Woody
And now,
Marks is
the
running back. I
crime
never heard of
stats just
him.
came out, and they're the best numbers since they were taken, and that's like 50
I heard
years
they got a
ago.
good
They're the best
offense.
crime numbers. Despite
Name a
the fact
receiver.
that a lot of criminals were allowed into our country.
Do you think that
We have to respect our law enforcement.
Sure, do you believe that deadly force is necessary after watching all the footage of the days that passed? What's your assessment there?
It was highly disrespectful of law enforcement. The woman and her friend were highly disrespectful
I bet.
of law enforcement.
I bet. Still, it'll start wearing off probably tomorrow.
Days or hours. I think frankly they're professional agitators.
Hurt your soul, I know, bro. Pittsburgh don't lose, man. I know how it is. It's fucked up.
With their brand new signs and all the different things. But these are professional agitators, and law enforcement should not be in a position where they have to put up with this stuff. What that woman and what her friend and what their other friends were doing to law enforcement, not just ICE, law enforcement.
That's wide
is
receiver Hill.
outrageous.
I was in jail for last year's bowl. I wanted a parade this year, man.
Unbelievable
Damn.
amount of factories that are opening up all over the country.
Damn, I don't
Many
ever
of
want to
which
go
are
back
car
to jail,
factories
man.
and
It's
car
fucking
plants.
not looking good.
We have manufacturing
Nico
plants
Collins? Oh,
opening
I've
up
heard of
at
him.
levels
Who
that
else?
Nobody's ever seen before because of tariffs. If we didn't have tariffs, you wouldn't have them opening. Although they
Their
were
running
very
back
happy
used to
with
be
the
Arian Foster, right?
election. But we have from Canada they're coming, from Mexico they're coming, from Germany, from Japan, from all over Europe, and from Japan, other places, and from China. They're opening up car factories, car manufacturing plants at levels that we've never seen before. So I'm going to Detroit because they're going to be opening up plants in Detroit or redoing plants, but they're really ripping down old plants and building new. We're the hottest country right now anywhere in the world. Think of it, a year and a half ago we were a dead country, and now we're the hottest country anywhere in the world.
So we're saying the House passes the extension of the EPA in the Senate. If it passes the Senate, would you be
Rookie Jaden Higgins.
Heard the information about
Nah.
the Mission project that was found at Palm Beach International Airport
No.
in Orlando?
I don't know.
Christian Kirk is also a good player. I don't know, no. Maybe that Jaden Higgins dude. Maybe. I've heard of him.
They do that boulevard after me, but that's pretty pleasing. But I don't think they're trying to play. I think they just want peace. They want to have freedom. The protesters are after freedom. Iran has not allowed freedom for a long time. And the protesters, I don't think they're trying to play the peace. They're trying to get somebody to help them. They're under siege. And now it looks like they're being shot, which is a very bad thing.
Well, it's going to be a close
Find
game.
out pretty soon.
I hope it's a good game. I hope it ain't no fucking game over in the first quarter, really. I'm really looking forward to it, man. But I got just a lot of shit on my head, and
I think it's gonna do.
fuck,
She did a
man.
book.
I am
And the
gonna
book is a
leave,
big
man.
number one bestseller.
I think I got to. I don't think she likes it.
Movie. And it seems to be captivating a lot of people's attention. It's very good. Here we go again.
Someone will like me.
It's doing the premiere at the Trump Kennedy Center.
Shit.
Very excited. It's a very hard ticket, I can tell you.
I'll just
Everybody,
fucking
Wayne Gretzky and his wife
do some
Janet,
dope.
beautiful
Go to
wife,
Bills.
great wife. They said last night, gee, I want to go to a lot of everybody
Derek
wants
Stingley.
tickets.
Never heard of him.
Premiere. I think it's going to be great.
This cornerback. I don't know.
On the what, Morgan?
Derek Stingley.
No, they're already done. They started the process.
Still live, bro. I started another one, man.
In fact, interest rates are falling
In case
very
you know.
rapidly.
Well, I was gonna go live. I mean, I was gonna go for a walk, but
Interest rates are falling very rapidly.
it's gonna be cold soon, dude.
With no help from the Fed.
Let me get these chips, bro.
Yeah. Well, then there is very severe things. No, I want a cap on credit card interest rates. Because, you know, some of them are 28, almost 30%. People don't know they're paying 30%. The people out there, you know, they're working, they have no idea that they're paying 30%. No way. We're putting a 1-year cap at 10%, and that's it. They know it. They've really abused the public. The credit card companies have totally abused it. I'm not going to let it happen. With Iran? They do. They called yesterday. Iran called to negotiate. Yesterday, the leaders of Iran called. They want to negotiate. I think they're trying to be.
You guys don't want to eat this. Oh no, there are only 2 people in there. I ain't gonna eat this sardines. Nah, I was going to, but I was going to. You know, I was going to, but nah. I was going to. I need something to snack on. Shit. Oh, man. Maybe one of these. I don't know. Need some chips. I was gonna eat a pack of crackers. I need some chips. Some of these, I reckon. She got them for me. No, Derek Stingley isn't. No, he's cornerback. I said corner. Cornerback. Crazy.
Live tonight in Richland County, South Carolina. We're just before air. Deputy Hood.
Welcome back. Now, revolution underway in Iran. Massive protests against Ayatollah Khomeini and his brutal regime are persisting in Iran. As Iranian citizens take to the streets over its failed economy and skyrocketing inflation,
Catching up to the
50%.
news.
Food prices surging more than 70%. President Trump has warned Khomeini there will be severe consequences if protesters are killed. But the Wall Street Journal is reporting that Iran is threatening to strike U.S. military bases in the Middle East if the U.S. tries to take down the Iranian regime. Here's the president on Friday.
Iran's in big trouble. It looks to me that the people are taking over certain cities that nobody thought were really possible, have made the statement very strongly that if they start killing people like they have in the past, we will get involved, hitting them very hard where it hurts.
As protesters ramped up on Thursday, the
Cornettos.
Ayatollah dug in by cutting all internet service and international calls
Take
inside
care.
the country. The internet has been out for 60 hours so far, with Iranian officials also trying to jam up Elon Musk's Skylink to further isolate the country. As protesters have heeded the call from my next guest, the
Crazy.
exiled Crown Prince of Iran, His Royal Highness Reza Pahlavi, called on the people to mobilize and take to the streets against
There
the
you go.
authoritarian government. Demonstrators calling for Pahlavi to return and to lead Iran. Pahlavi's father, Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, was Shah of Iran from 1941 until 1979, overseeing key modernization initiatives in the country with close ties to both the United States and to Israel, until the extremists and the terrorists overwhelmed the monarchy, forcing the Shah and his wife, Empress Farah Pahlavi, to flee and the Ayatollah to return from exile. Iran then
Crazy.
Sense of urgency. And that sense
Listen.
of urgency is essential.
He's born in
When I look
China.
around the globe,
NATO is.
Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, and others are increasing their collaboration and their cooperation as their interests align against us. We see this clearly in Ukraine. While President Trump pushes for a peaceful resolution to a horrible war,
This is bad.
China
Randy, what's good?
continues to fund Putin's war machine. Iran continues to supply technology and weapons. And North Korean combat troops remain in Russia on Ukraine's border. And of course, there's a confluence between Russia, Iran, and Venezuela and their dark fleet of oil tankers that is helping to fund the war. In the Arctic and the high north, we see a similar trend. Russian and Chinese vessels are conducting more and more joint patrols. Chinese icebreakers and research vessels are in
Oh, yeah.
Arctic waters, and their research is not for peaceful purposes. It's to gain a military advantage. Russia, meanwhile, continues testing advanced capabilities in the Barents Sea. As new shipping routes emerge and new resources are discovered, the Arctic only grows in strategic importance. And all of this comes in the midst of an increasing hybrid threat. Airspace violations, GPS and GNSS interference, and the Shadow Fleet in the Baltic Sea threatening underwater infrastructure. In short, the Arctic and Northern Europe by extension has become a front line for strategic competition. Within NATO, Allied Command Operations, the command
I didn't even know
sector
this shit was really
overseas,
happening.
has taken steps to strengthen our deterrent posture, much of which is oriented in that northern region, here. Just over a year ago, we established Baltic Sentry, an activity to protect that critical underwater infrastructure. In this past fall, we developed Eastern Sentry to increase our agility and further integrate our air and missile defenses on the eastern flank. More recently, in just the past month, we've realigned
Crazy, huh?
the boundaries of our joint commands.
All I can say too.
And now Joint Force Command Norfolk brings together NATO's activities
They think
in the
people are
Arctic
fucking
under one
getting together to
command,
plot against us,
allowing
and
us
they
to
might
better
be.
defend all
But-
allies in Europe, in the Arctic, and the strategic approaches to North America. Allies are also working together closely on Arctic issues. At a recent Arctic Chief of Defense conference, we agreed to increase our understanding of activity in the Arctic, to enhance our domain awareness, and to increase our own activities and exercises in the high north. In short, military collaboration in this region has never been stronger. Moving forward, we intend to expand our intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance capabilities to improve our infrastructure and logistics for military mobility and to strengthen our presence with Arctic-capable forces, many of those forces here in Sweden.
I've been knowing this
With
shit was
7
gonna
of 8
happen.
Arctic nations inside the alliance, the other one being Russia, we will and we can get this right. Now, what's Sweden's role?
Russia
As
and
our newest
China
ally,
is going,
Sweden is
is like
instrumental.
looking
2
at
years
us
in,
like we're
and you
stupid.
have already demonstrated exceptional commitment. You're the framework nation for our forward land forces in Finland. You're filling staff roles throughout my command, especially in critical positions at Joint Force Command in
They
Norfolk
ain't worried about
and our Training and Assistance Command for Ukraine. You've contributed capabilities for operations and our vigilance activities across the entire European continent.
it. I hope you
You're a model for societal
having a good ass
resilience.
day.
And Sweden is
Hey.
among the top supporters of Ukraine through the prioritized Ukraine requirements list, the PARA, and a number of other venues. In short, Sweden is setting an example for all of us, and I truly appreciate your leadership. Now, as you're aware, transforming for the future and strengthening deterrence takes resources, a lot of
She
resources.
just flipped out again.
But while the Defense Investment
Because I
Pledge
poked her in the throat.
at the Hague Summit in 2025 was historic, money alone is not a deterrent. We need the equipment, the weapons, and the munitions to start showing up in our
Yeah,
allied
you do.
military inventories. And this is where Sweden really
I
stands
know.
apart. You have an incredibly strong industrial base, and there are steps that we can use across the alliance to learn from your experience. As governments remove
Yeah.
barriers to work with defense firms,
Trying to watch
we're
this
doing that here
game.
in Sweden, and we can learn from you.
Comes on
As you build
tonight.
transatlantic partnerships or pan-European partnerships or global partnerships with other like-minded nations, we can learn from you.
What's up,
And
Cooper?
as you create opportunities for co-production and co-development, we can learn from Sweden.
Or
Sweden's
Copper?
industrial base
Cooper.
is already doing these things and demonstrating that it can deliver. Yesterday, I heard the phrase "made with Sweden" in stark contrast to the other phrase that you might have chosen, a more protectionist phrase of "made in Sweden." This is fantastic. All allies would benefit from adopting this mentality, as a right lifts all boats. So, in conclusion,
Should I put 'em up?
everything I'm seeing from Sweden, the collaboration, the modernization efforts, the
She
defense
bought 'em for me.
investments, the health of your defense industry. Frankly, I think someone gave you all a checklist for being a model
Oh, I
ally,
know.
and you just
What's
went down and
happening
started
everywhere.
checking it off.
We
So
stick
it's a
our
real
nose in
privilege
so
to be
much
here
shit.
with you today, with a model ally who's doing so much for the alliance.
They got
And I
this shit
look
happening
forward
and
to your
we're
questions.
fucking over here taking oil. That Russia was doing deals with. We're stepping on Russia's toes. Listen,
There's a value proposition that we have to meet. It has to be a win-win-win proposition. Obviously, it has to be a win for the company and our shareholders and to generate a return for the investments that we make. Has to be a win for the government. The resources are an important source of revenue that help support the people of the places that we do business. And it has to be a win for the people. We have to be wanted there and to be a good neighbor.
Just
And those
taking
three
it.
things ensure a stable, long-term platform for the large investments that we make for the long term. With respect to Venezuela in particular, we have a very long history in Venezuela. In fact, we first got into Venezuela back in 1940s. We've had our assets seized there twice. And so you can imagine to re-enter a third time would require some pretty significant changes from what we've historically seen here and what is currently the state. If we look at the legal and commercial constructs, frameworks in place today in Venezuela, today it's uninvestable. And so significant changes have to be made to those commercial frameworks, the legal system. There has to be durable investment protections, and there has to be a change to the hydrocarbon laws in the country. We're confident that with this administration, President Trump working hand in hand with the Venezuelan government, that those changes can be put in place. And with respect to the Venezuelan,
well, they got an agenda. So whoever, someone else is bigger.
Venezuelan government
Making all
and
this happen,
obviously
making
we
these
get
characters
to
do
assess
this.
the people's perspective with respect to ExxonMobil entering the country. In the short term, there are things that can be done while these longer term issues are being worked. For us, we haven't been in the country for almost 20 years. We think it's absolutely critical in the short term that we get a technical team in place to assess the current state of the industry and the assets, to understand what would be involved to help the people of Venezuela get production back on the market. With the invitation of the Venezuelan government and with appropriate security guarantees, we are ready to put a team on the ground there. We also have a integrated set of capabilities from production to refining to trading, and I think we can be of assistance to getting the Venezuelan crude to market and realizing the market price to help again with the financial situation in Venezuela. So those are my short-term perspective that I have. I'd say maybe close with a thank you, Mr. President, for the work that you've done to secure not only the national security, but the energy security of the region. And then thank you, Secretary Rubio, Secretary Wright, Secretary Burgum, for your leadership in this matter. Thank you.
How long would it take you, Darren, as Exxon to, if we make a deal, how long would it take you to get in there and get started?
Well, the first step, this technical team, as I talked with Secretary Wright earlier this week, we started from the beginning to put the team together so that if and when it was needed, we could hit the ground almost immediately. So we can hit the ground and within the next couple of weeks, start the assessment. And then from there, we need to understand.
That's what we want. We want speed and quality. That's what we want. Thank you, Darren. And Conoco, Ryan?
Thank you, Mr. President. Appreciate the opportunity to be here too. And you've assembled a great team, and our congratulations as well for removing one of the terrible people in the world and bringing them to justice. It was quite amazing. I think you've given hope to the people of Venezuela again, which I think is quite remarkable. We've been on the other end of that despot regime a long time. Our assets were expropriated. I had a little bit more hair when that happened. And, you know, I think we're the largest non-sovereign credit holder in Venezuela today. So we're in a bit of a different situation, but I think your big and bold idea to use energy commerce instead of conflict is something that could make a real big difference in Venezuela. And our company certainly stands ready to help in that endeavor. Encourage you to continue to think bigger and even bolder. And we've had some discussions with your energy team about that as well. As we think about the other people who need to be in this room and in this discussion are the banks, and including probably the Exim Bank, as we think about how the debt needs to be restructured and the financing to deliver the billions of dollars that are required to restore their energy infrastructure. And I think as we think that big and bold, we need to be also thinking about even restructuring the entire Venezuelan energy system, including PDVSA. And I think if we can do that and think bold, there's an opportunity to be quick, fast, and restore the quality of what's happened in Venezuela, or what's been lost in Venezuela over the course of the last 25 years. So thank you for this opportunity.
Well, thank you very much, and you'll get a lot of your money back. We're gonna start with an even plate, though. We're not gonna look at what people lost in the past, because that was their fault. That was a different president. You're gonna make a lot of money, but we're not gonna go back. And you left a lot of money behind, I guess, huh? What number?
12 billion.
How much?
12 billion?
That's cap.
It's already been written off.
It's been written. All right, thank you.
Sorry, Liz. I mean,
You'll
I
make
had no
it back
cream pie.
one way or the other. You're all gonna do very well. I think really very well. Marco just gave me a note. Go back to Chevron. They want to discuss something. Go ahead. I'm going back to Chevron. Thank you, Marco. Go ahead.
Was there a question, Mr. President?
Yes, go ahead, Marco. What are you saying here?
Mark, if you could update us on the operations in the ground and with the appropriate approvals, what you might be able to achieve in the next 12 to 18 months, give us a little view from the ground.
You bet. So today Chevron has 3,000 employees in 4 different joint ventures in Venezuela today. And over the past 5 to 7 years, they've taken production from about 40,000 barrels a day to 240,000 barrels a day, essentially getting those facilities and that equipment up to standards that would be something that people in the room would be more accustomed to. Given the work we've done with Secretary Wright and Secretary
They got gas.
Burgum and even Secretary Bessent, I think we have a path forward here very shortly to be able to increase our liftings from those joint ventures 100%, essentially effective immediately. We are also able to increase our production within our own disciplined investment schemes by about 50% just in the next 18 to 24 months. And that's just leveraging what's on the ground. So to Secretary Rubio's comments about phase one, this is taking the momentum of improvements we've already made there locally and building on those and creating more momentum for the people of Venezuela.
Do you think you have an advantage being there? It's, you know, you've been there by the skin of your teeth. It's been tough for you to be there, but do you think you have an advantage over the other people in this room by the fact that you are there?
Yeah, I think there are, Mr. President, I think there would be days where it didn't feel like an advantage, and there are days where it does feel like an advantage. But having people on the ground today that care desperately about the people of Venezuela and know how to operate the assets that are there, that is a definite advantage today.
Would you say the best locations are available, or would you say the best locations are already sort of worked, even though they're in very bad shape? The best locations for finding oil, the best locations for oil.
There are more opportunities than not, Mr. President. With 300 billion barrels of reserves and resources in country, there are lots of opportunities for many companies.
Will you be building new, or will you be using the old infrastructure that you have?
Yeah, today it's a little bit of a mix, but today it's mostly us taking the equipment of today, getting it to the standards that we are accustomed to your comments about making it how it should be today. Most of the investments that we've been making are about getting it up to our standards.
Well, I think you're gonna make an investment, but you're gonna get your money back very quickly, and that's part of our thing. We're gonna have you get your money back fast, and then you'll give a lot to Venezuela and to the United States after that, okay?
Might have to get you out of here for a couple
Could I ask
minutes.
Carol Tam to say a few words? He's been a friend of mine for a long time, very amazing man.
Flip you like a bugger.
Amazing energy person.
Well, thank you, Mr. President. It's good to be here with so many dignified people. And his effort particularly, and thank you for your effort for what you've done here, taking this despot out of that area. And the world dealt with him way too long. Certainly, our industry knows that this is a real jewel that can be developed for the people of Venezuela and also benefit the world. And like Secretary Wright said, it has not been done. That's not been done in the past, and they had a good chance at it. Brought someone in that totally took it down, as everybody knows here, and that was Chavez, and we know what happened to him finally. But you know that ruined the industry in Venezuela, and all of us know how that happened, ended very well, very wrongly. So anyway, we're glad to see what's happened here, and look forward for the opportunity for a lot of people in this room, but also for America and the country itself.
Are you gonna be involved in going in? Because, you know, he's in North Dakota and he's in Oklahoma and some incredible places. It's a little bit different, but there's no doubt about, you won't have to worry about this drug too much here. You can just go at it. Are you gonna be one of the participants?
Well, certainly, you know, I'm an oil finder, like you said, Barry Spitzer, you know, told that story.
The coach.
He's kind of exaggerated a little bit. It doesn't come out quite that easily usually, but anyway, great story. I love it. But I love Barry.
Barry's the one that told me this.
Yeah, he's a champion, you know, and in a lot of ways. So love that story. Certainly, it excites me as an explorationist. You know, everybody has that in their blood, and you know, it is a very exciting country and a lot of reserves. And so it's got its challenges, and the industry knows how to handle that. And like Darren said, you know, you go into your eyes up.
Assaulted or shot. Deliver. I didn't realize I was going to make this such a big factor in the admin. I didn't really campaign. I campaigned on crime, but I never thought we'd go into every city and take a really safe city that we've all been living with for years and make them safe. And now it's like a passion for me, and it's a passion for the people behind me. So I didn't get elected. I did get elected for crime, but I didn't get elected for what we're doing. This is many, many steps above it. I want to thank Stephen Miller, who's right back in the audience right there. I'd love to have him. I love watching him on television. I'd love to have him come up and explain his true feelings. But maybe not his truest feelings. That might be going a little bit too far. But Stephen, thank you for doing an unbelievable job. And the people of this country love you, I tell you. And they love what you say about crime and stopping crime. So now I'd like to ask Director Patel to say a few words, and then Pam and Todd also. And I just want to congratulate them. This is an amazing thing. And we're just at the start. We're going to go into other cities that we're not talking about purposely. We're getting ready to go in. And when they go in, like Cash as an example, told me that people didn't even know. 5 months ago, they went into Chicago, and they started doing a lot of work in Chicago. And we brought the numbers down a little bit. And but that really was just preparatory work for what we're going to do with the surge. We're going to have a surge of strong, good people, patriots, and they straightened it all out. So a lot of these cities we're already working on, but we don't do it with a big flavor. But in a little while, you're going to see some numbers that you're not going to believe. And I think you'll probably start with Memphis, because I'm hearing the numbers are much quicker than we even thought possible. But again, DC it speaks for itself. Chicago is going to be okay. We're going to save Chicago. And I told you, and I told them, a very respected man, the head of the Union Pacific, said, "Sir, save Chicago. It can be saved." And the way he said it was like, can you believe it? We're trying to save Chicago. But I understood exactly what he wants, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to save all of our cities, and we're going to make them essentially crime-free, like other countries have crime-free. If you go all over the world, you go to the world, you hear Afghanistan, and you hear all these different places. Our crime in certain cities is worse than anything they can even imagine. And we're not going to have that any longer. It's going to stop, and it stops right here. Cash, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. What I'd like to do is just highlight some of the outstanding work that the men and women of the FBI are doing. And thanks to your brave leadership and the mandate you were given by the American people, not only defend the homeland, but crush violent crime, you tasked us with our great partners at the Department of Justice, and the Attorney General, and the Deputy Attorney General to start making arrests and bring prosecutions and safeguard our cities. And you said it, this is just the beginning. In just 7 months, I hope the media takes a look at every one of these charts, because these are the best numbers for fighting crime in U.S. history, and it's only 7 months in. And to do that, our vehicle to do it of choice was Operation Summer Heat, which the FBI architected.
Fuck that shit.
I wasn't always here, but thanks to Purdue Global, I got a real dream job.
3 years ago, I didn't have a degree. I like.
Welcome to CBS Sports HQ. I am Jenny Dell. It's Wild Card Weekend, and we've already seen how thin the margin is in the postseason.
Oh yeah, we're trying to
Reminder
get
that once you are in,
20.
anything can happen, and that's exactly what we saw play out across the league this weekend. So far, we've really seen it all. In the NFC, the Rams edged the Panthers on a Stafford late touchdown. The Bears stormed back from 18 down to beat the Packers, Chicago's first playoff win in 15 years. The Bills, they rallied to beat the Jags, earning their first road playoff win in 33 years. The Niners knocked off the defending champion Eagles. And in the AFC nightcap, the Patriots, and getting it done against the Chargers. Tonight, we've got Texans, Steelers, Houston entering, playing its best football of the season, while Pittsburgh, they're looking to flip the script in the playoffs under Mike Tomlin. So we're going to welcome in a guy who knows a thing or two about postseason play, Logan Ryan, joining us now. We're going to dive right into this one. Logan, looking good. I like the sweater as well.
Looking to flip the script.
So Mike Tomlin, he's never had a losing season, but Pittsburgh hasn't won a playoff game since 2016. So what needs to be different tonight for the Steelers to get it done?
Well, he's got Aaron Rodgers. You know, last time they won a playoff game, they had Ben Roethlisberger. And, you know, Aaron Rodgers kind of orchestrated some magic in order for him to get in the playoffs with that obviously close game with Baltimore. So that's what, you know, he's been missing, is kind of filling that void at quarterback. And who knows how much football Aaron Rodgers has left to play. This could be the last game of his career tonight if they don't win this. So you see that all these playoff games are tight, unless you're a Patriots fan. That one was easy for us.
Oh, my son's birthday is January
You need
15th.
that quarterback play down the stretch. So if the Steelers are able to keep this close, Aaron Rodgers might be able to manufacture some magic down the stretch. But I do not know how close they can keep it or how many points they can score in this Houston defense. Because this Houston defense is no joke at all.
You're talking about Rodgers in this one and the fact that, you know, back in the playoffs, and you hinted at it, this could be the last time we see him in this position. And it's hard to think about like hypotheticals, what could happen depending on if he wins or if he loses. But
Oh, yeah.
do you think this could be his last game in the playoffs?
Early birthday.
I do think so. You know, I'm not close to Aaron Rodgers. I don't have any insider info to say that, but you know, people felt that this could be his last season. People felt that last season could be his last season. So he's definitely going to do what he feels like he's going to do. He's going to take his time, but he's not going to take these games for granted. And it's hard to get in the playoffs. It's hard when you change teams to find success. So he has an opportunity here. What can he do with it? You know, what can he do with it? And I know from playing a lot of playoff games, you need that quarterback to get it done. So does Aaron Rodgers have enough magic in him to go on one last run? I played against him. This guy is a magician at the line of scrimmage. He's so good at checking plays and changing things and taking over the game. So he always has his mind on the field. He's been one of the best, most brilliant at that. Do they have enough weapons around him to score points against this Houston defense is the question. But I do think we got to really appreciate Aaron Rodgers in his career in totality. This is the last time we see him.
Yeah, Rodgers isn't the only quarterback bringing momentum into this matchup. You just talked about Houston and the success that they had, riding a 9-game win streak coming into this. That's the longest in the NFL. It's tied for the best in franchise history. How much does momentum actually matter once the postseason starts?
Well, you got to play your best game. There's no redos. There's no best of fives, best of sevens, best of threes. You got to play your best game. So obviously, if you're playing your best ball, you hope you can take those habits into this game 7, essentially, right? So that's what it is. So it should give you confidence because you've been playing football a lot lately and you've been winning a lot of games. You got to ride that into the playoffs. The playoffs are a new season. Just because you won in the regular season don't mean you win in the playoffs. So you got to take what you learned. You got to pack that defense. I know winning road games
I can see
in the
it.
playoffs means you got to travel a great defense. And they have that. They probably have the best defense in football. That's going to have to travel and play like that tonight in order to do what they plan to do, which is knock off the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I want to talk a little bit more about that defense. Is the defense that good
That ain't
enough
bad.
to really carry them all the way through to a Super Bowl?
It is. It's good enough to carry them as long as the offense doesn't turn the ball over. You got to play complementary. So the defense can only do what it can
I
do.
guess I better just
which is be
fucking
first,
grab it,
second, third,
huh?
and everything in the league. But your offense can't mess that up for you with field position and whatnot. This was a lot of, you know, kind of some
I can see it a little bit.
schemes we had. The Titans are playing great defense and run the ball with Derrick Henry a ton.
Yeah, hey man.
You
You're
know, knock off some
gonna
higher ranked teams in the playoffs. Great
hey,
defense.
expert sushi and now I'm shitting badly. You wanna go eat some sardines?
Do it in enemy territory. I know those Steelers fans, those terrible towels. I've played there. It's quite an environment there. It gets
I'm not
electric.
ready.
It's a tough
It's
place to play.
crazy,
So the
ain't it?
defense has to settle down that noise and keep it, you know, Pittsburgh from scoring too many points.
Would you say it's one of the tougher places that you played in your
I
experience?
sag like a boy and I
would.
sound like a
would, 'cause
boy
the
and I
grass-
walk
the
like a
grass
boy.
is extremely long, which slows the game down for a lot of skill players. I don't know what it is. There's no standard. I'm not sure the grass.
My girl
standard in
does
the
too.
league,
She
but
be
I
sagging.
know that stadium
She
has
wears
some of the
jeans
highest
though.
grass out of anywhere, and you know, just kind of
She be
iconic. It's a great place to play. A place you always remember. We're definitely one of the toughest to play.
The fans are feisty. I want to look into this whole grass situation. I feel like we got to get whoever's on sideline to go do a report on the length of the grass out there. All right, so when you do put it all together, you look at tonight's matchup, which way you swinging? Who do you think's going to win it all?
I have the Texans. I think the Texans are going to win it.
Fucking turn that off, man.
Coming by sea, and you just said that you're going to start that same program on land soon. Are you just referring to Venezuela, or are you referring to other countries of Latin America?
Anywhere drugs are pouring in, anywhere, not just Venezuela. Yes,
Speaking of Venezuela, oil, what are we gonna do with the oil that we have?
gonna do with what?
The oil that has been seized. The United States seized 1.9 million barrels of oil on December 10th.
We're gonna keep it.
We're keeping.
Where's it, are we gonna sell it or put it in the strategic?
Maybe we'll
oil
sell it, maybe we'll keep it. Maybe we'll use it in the strategic reserves. We're keeping it. We're keeping the ships also. Yeah, please.
About Venezuela, sir, have you spoken to American oil companies that have had their assets seized about what a post-Maduro
Yes.
That's
Venezuela
good, brother.
would
Thank
mean
you for
for
that
them?
light.
What coming
Yeah.
back and restarting
All
operations?
the big ones, yeah. I have. Yeah, please.
Why do you feel like this initiative was neglected for so many years? And does this come amidst the rising tensions between the US and Venezuela?
We're talking about with Venezuela.
Yes.
Well, you had a different kind of a president before me. They didn't mind being ripped off. They didn't mind being robbed. They didn't mind drugs pouring into our country. They didn't mind the jails of Venezuela and Trinidad being emptied into the U.S. where they take over Colorado and other places.
I'm a man. I'm just a dude for real.
So you had a different kind of a president. I hope people are enjoying it because we've never been respected more than we are now. Yeah, please.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Were you surprised by the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files? And can you commit to their
By
full?
what?
And were you surprised by the number of photos of Bill Clinton in the Epstein files? And can you commit to their full release by the end of the year? Some of the victims were protesting that too many of them were redacted.
I know there are a lot of people that are angry about all of the pictures of other people, you know, but I think it's terrible. Look, I like Bill Clinton. I've always gotten along with Bill Clinton. I've been nice to him. He's been nice to me. We've always gotten along.
Dude.
Respect him. I hate to see photos come out of him, but this is what the Democrats, mostly Democrats, and a couple of bad Republicans are
Oh,
asking
20
for. So
lights. You
they
motherfuckers
give
are
me the
crazy.
photos of me too. Everybody was friendly with this guy, either friendly or not friendly. But they, you know, he was around. He was all over Palm Beach and other places. The head of Harvard was his best friend, Larry Summers, and Bill Clinton was a friend of his. But everybody was. I actually threw him out of Mar-a-Lago, and as a person that was in Mar-a-Lago, I threw him out. Mar-a-Lago this is Mar-a-Lago. It's the hottest place I think it's the hottest place in the world, but it's the hottest place in Florida. And everybody would come here, he'd come here. We actually threw him out. But no, I don't like the pictures of Bill Clinton being shown. I don't like the pictures of other people being shown. I think it's a terrible thing. I think Bill Clinton's
John, thank you for them
a big
21
boy,
lights.
he can handle it, but we
I didn't
probably
take a
have
shot for
pictures
that.
being exposed of other people that innocently met Jeffrey
Shot of
Epstein
vodka,
years
right
ago,
now.
many years ago. And they're, highly respected bankers and lawyers and others. And they'll end up, because of guys like Massey, who's a real lowlife, whose polls are down to about 9%, by the way, in the great state of Kentucky. If you look at Kentucky, Kentucky is such a great place, but I don't know, they've got a couple of people in there that are very strange in terms of leadership. But Massey's a loser, and he likes it, and he works with the Democrats. He's just being used by the Democrats, because what this whole thing is with Epstein is a way of trying to deflect from the tremendous success that the Republican Party has. Like, for instance, today we're building the biggest ships in the world, most powerful ships in the world, and they're asking me questions about Jeffrey Epstein. I thought that was finished. I believe they gave over 100,000 pages of documents, and there's tremendous backlash. It's an interesting question, because a lot of people are very angry that pictures are being released of other people that really had nothing to do with Epstein, but they're in a picture with him because he was at a party, and you ruin a reputation of somebody.
Should I get off here?
So a lot of people are very angry that this continues. A lot of Republicans are angry because of the fact that it's just used to deflect against a tremendous success.
Well, Elizabeth will be home. Does your tattoos
I believe we're going to have the most
have
successful
meaning?
economy in history. We inherited a mess.
Yeah.
Now prices are coming way down. Gasoline is less than $2 in some states. $1.99, $1.97, $1.95 a gallon. $1.95. Think of that. A gallon. Nobody ever thought they'd see that. They don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about Epstein. And the problem is, a lot of Democrats are being caught up in the web. Like Larry Summers. Larry Summers was the head of Harvard. He's now been forced to resign from every board he's on, and
Yes,
he was
you
thrown
end the
off the
live.
Harvard board. And he was at Epstein's
I'm
Island.
gonna go
a lot.
fucking
I wasn't. I never went there, by the way.
get the
But
extra.
fortunately, it's nice. But I never went there. But a lot of people did go there. But instead of talking about the battleships, or instead of talking about most favored nations drugs, we're bringing down drug prices like at a level that has never even been thought of.
Yeah, how you
Thousands.
know?
Think of it, by 1,000%,
Where's it at?
by 1,200, 1,300, 1,400% in some cases. A drug that sells for $10
Yeah, it is
in
good.
London is costing $130 in New York.
Damn, you know,
We're
don't
bringing it down to
you?
$20, and they're going to go up to 12.
Sure is.
So they're going from 10 to 20, which is a doubling,
Mimosa dab. Oh shit, far.
but it's a doubling. But we're going down
I
to
could
20.
go get some weed.
So we're going down, and if you can do your own math, but it's
I don't want to.
2,000%, 3,000%.
I don't
It's
want to
pretty
be out in the
amazing. And you know,
cold,
the New York
man.
Times had a story about it, a small story, way in the back of the paper. It's the single biggest thing to happen with respect to drugs, probably in 50 years. There's never been anything like this. In my first term, I was able to get drug prices down 1/4%. It's the first time in 28 years that they went down. 1/4%. I was so proud of myself. Now we're doing them 2,000%, 1,500%,
Let me tell you about
1,200%.
good old boy.
That pill that sold for $130 will now be selling, as an example, for $20. Because the rest of the world took advantage of us. Without tariffs, I could have never done it. I called up the heads of the countries. As an example, France, I spoke to a very good man, President Macron of France. And I said, Emmanuel, you have to raise your drug prices. He said, no, we will not do that. I said, you have to. He said, no, I don't want to do that. Look, you ask me if we go to $10 to $20, you're going to come way down to 20. We don't want to do that. Now, in all fairness, no other president even tried. But if they did try, there was actually a fake story in Stupid USA Today. I didn't even think they'd make it anymore. I haven't. But I saw a story where Biden was trying to do this. Biden never tried to do it. Biden didn't know he was alive. He never tried to do it. But they're taking it from $10 to
Nah,
$20. So
babe,
you would
like
say,
my like.
and the
Me
other
too.
one
I
said
don't
the
smoke
same
cigarettes no more.
No,
either, man.
we won't do it. I said, no, you're going to do it 100%. They said, nope, we're not doing it. We're not going to double our price. Because, again, if you go from $10 to $20, they're doubling their price. We're coming down, though, from $130 to $20 because we're going to get the lowest drug prices in the world. Whatever the lowest price is called favored nations.
Yeah.
We're going to have the lowest price. So I said, no, you're going to. No, I will not do this. Politically, it's unacceptable. I said, Emmanuel, you're going to do it 100%. Please accept it now. Be nice. You're going to do it 100%. No, I will not. I said, yes, you are. He said, why do you keep telling me I am when I'm not?
I'm
Because
18.
if you don't do it, I'm going to.
When I'm 18.
We were not happy with him buying oil from Russia.
Yeah, so we're now learning that the death toll has risen to 200. Yeah, so we're now learning that the death toll has risen to 203 in Iran. And one of the most remarkable things
Yeah,
about
I wish I had
watching
a
these
cart,
images
man.
that
I tried to get one
we're
off the
seeing out
legs.
of
I
Iran,
cycled too fast.
the
He's
government,
mad
of
at
course,
me.
has cut off
I
the
can go
internet
get
in the entire
weed, but I'm not
country.
wanting to. I can
They've
pay
even
$20
cut off
for a
landlines,
cart,
like
but
old-timey
or
phone lines,
25, but
because they're trying to keep
I can
these
pay
images from
30 at
getting
the
out.
dispensary.
They've been cutting electricity to cities. And in stepped Elon Musk with Starlink. The reason that we're seeing these images right now is because Starlink, using satellites over Iran, is able to, and it's not a perfect system. It's not everybody has the access that they want or that they need, but enough of these images and video is getting out, which is the only reason we're seeing this. And one of the things I think is so interesting about this is that, and a real question is the number of outlets, mainstream media outlets, who are ignoring this story for some reason. For some reason, they don't realize that this is the biggest story probably in the Middle East in nearly 50 years.
Yeah, I mean, make no mistake, these images make a difference because public opinion globally makes a difference. I still remember, I don't know, it was 4 years ago when the Cubans had an uprising, and it was quite significant. And what they wanted was video images to go out to the world, not just of the protests, but also of the repression
when the government finally got control and started to arrest and beat down many of the protesters. And they were begging Joe Biden for the ability, to send some help for satellites so
Yeah, I
they
was
could get
thinking
those
about
images
leaving,
out.
but it's gonna be
And Joe
cold.
Biden said no. But then
And I'll
when the
just
same
spend
things
money if I
happened
leave.
2 years ago in Venezuela, Elon Musk, they didn't have to beg Joe Biden for anything. They were able to get it from Elon Musk, just as the Iranians are doing. So Elon Musk, just as he freed Twitter, really playing a giant role in allowing people to speak freely and.
How about gathering around,
Let's do this.
how about gathering around me? And we'll hold this up. Congratulations, it's an amazing job. Come on around, come on around. Let's take a good picture. Fantastic job, you guys,
Yeah,
fantastic
thank
job.
you, man.
Thank you very much, great job. Great job, what you've done is unprecedented. How about holding it up? You guys hold it up. Nice. Hold it up, you deserve it more than me. So I'm gonna give you another medal though, that may be more beautiful, I'm not sure it means as much, but it's really good. Okay? This is gun medal, this is the one the military loves. So we're gonna start, okay? Thank you. Here you go. It's pretty nice. Wanna compare it? Let me see, compare it, let me see how it looks, I don't know. That looks pretty good, but that means something very special. Thanks, Mr. President. You know what you can be tied around your neck? It's a nice ribbon. I think you'll like it. It's special. We don't give it to many people. Come on over here, come here. It's the man to be in house. That's 4 sides up, big. Hey, General, come on over here, even though you have one. I gave them one. This General right here, General Raising Case. Great General. Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much, everybody. It's an honor. This is a fantastic moment. Haven't done this before. And the job they've done on the border is unbelievable. What they left us with, that they would have open borders with millions of people, 25 million people, probably more than that, pouring into our border, totally unchecked and unvetted. Now we have the opposite. And we want people in our country, but they have to come in legally. And they know that, and they know they're not getting through, so now they don't even try. So all of the death that Tom Holman talks about, the rape and the death and all the problems, doesn't really happen because the caravans.
Sure,
they might
whatever
think
you
I came
want.
up with, maybe not. But the
Mhm.
caravans are very small. In fact, for the most part, they don't even exist anymore because they know they're not going to get through. In a little while, you'll be seeing, I'm suing the BBC for putting words in my mouth, literally, they put words in my mouth. They had me saying things that I never said coming out. I guess they used AI or
I
something.
need a card.
So we'll
I
be
need a
bringing that
card.
lawsuit. A lot of people are asking, when are you bringing that lawsuit? Even the media can't believe that one. They actually
Fucking
put
crazy.
terrible words in my mouth having to do with January 6th
Crazy.
that I didn't say. And the beautiful words that I said, right? The beautiful words. Talking about patriotism and all of the good things that I said, they didn't say that, but they put terrible words. They actually have me speaking with words that I never said, and they got caught. Because I believe somebody at BBC said, this is so bad, it has to be reported. It's called fake news. So we'll be filing that suit probably this afternoon or tomorrow morning. I want to thank all of you for being here. If you have any questions, I guess you could ask, but this is really a day of celebration for these people. The job they've done is really unprecedented. So go ahead.
Brown University, Mr. President, do you know what the motive of the shooter was? Was it a targeted attack?
That's moving along now, and we don't, and we're gonna see what happens. Hopefully, they're gonna capture this animal. Hopefully, they're gonna capture it.
Has Kash Patel told you why it's been so difficult?
Can't come
for
here,
the
I didn't know
FBI
I was supposed to be
identify who the
here.
shooter is?
Well, it's always difficult. So far, we've done a very good job of doing it with Charlie, with, the various times this has happened. They've done it in pretty much record time. But you really have to ask the school a little bit more about that because, this was a school problem. They had their own guards, they had their own police, they had their own everything. But you'd have to ask that question really to the school, not to the FBI. We came in after the fact. And the FBI will do a good job, but they came in after the fact.
Do you know if it was targeted, Mr. President?
No, they don't know that yet, no.
Sir, on the issue of drugs, is it accurate that you are considering an executive order to reclassify marijuana to individuals?
We are considering that, yeah.
Are you planning?
Because a lot of people want to see it, the reclassification, because it leads to tremendous amounts of research that can't be done unless you reclassify. So we are looking at that very strongly.
Mr. President,
Okay.
is it true that the reports that you rebuked the Israeli Prime Minister? Are the reports that you rebuked the Israeli Prime Minister for the hit on the Hamas general true?
Right now, protests in Iran intensifying to an unprecedented level as Tehran cracks down and activists.
I mean, you should get the Nobel
Oh,
Prize
hell
for every
yeah.
war you stopped. These were major wars. These were
Not too happy
wars
about
that
that shit.
nobody thought could be stopped. President Putin called me and he said about two of the wars that he's been trying to stop them for 10 years. He wasn't able to do it. He couldn't believe it. So in theory, you should get the Nobel Prize for every war you stopped. Every one of them was major. But I don't care about that. What I care about is saving lives. I've saved tens of millions of lives. The Prime
Hell
Minister
yeah, I
of
bet.
Pakistan came here and he made a very public
I
statement.
bet you are, man.
He said that President Trump saved
Hell
minimum
yeah, I
10
bet that
million
feels so good.
lives having to do with Pakistan
Really?
and India, and that was going to be raging. So, but I'm honored that she's coming here. I look forward to meeting her, yes. Go ahead.
On Minneapolis, Mr. President, I have a follow-up for you. The state officials there have said that the FBI is not sharing evidence with them. Typically, they would conduct a
I'm
joint
proud of you.
investigation, as you
I'm
know.
thankful you
Do you
did
believe
too,
that the
really.
FBI should be sharing evidence with state officials in Minnesota?
Well,
It just
no,
feels
I work
better
with the
to
crooked
have a job
officials.
and
I
shit,
mean, Minneapolis and Minnesota, what a beautiful place, but it's being destroyed. It's got an incompetent governor, fool. I mean, he's a stupid person. And it looks like the number could be $19 billion stolen from a lot of people, but largely people from Somalia. They buy their vote, they vote in a group, they
Oh,
buy
I was
their
gonna
vote.
end it.
They sell
Till
more
people popped up.
Mercedes-Benzes in that area than almost, can you imagine you come over with no money and then shortly thereafter you're driving a Mercedes-Benz? The
I'll
whole
buy
thing
it
is
as long as
ridiculous.
people
So they're
buy
very
it,
corrupt
so.
people. It's a very corrupt state. I feel that I won
Who is it
Minnesota.
for
I
being
think I
one?
won it all
I
three
probably
times.
shouldn't be live when she comes home. I
Nobody's
should
won
really
it for,
spend
since
time
Richard
with her,
Nixon won it
guys,
many,
you
many
know?
years ago. I won it all three times, in my opinion. And it's a corrupt state, a corrupt voting state. And the Republicans ought to get smart and demand on voter ID. They ought to demand maybe same-day voting and all of the other things that you have to have to safe election. But I won Minnesota three times and I didn't get credit for it. I did so well in that state. Every time the people
What's
were, they
up,
were
bro? I was
crying.
playing
Every
Fortnite,
time
by the
after.
way.
That's
What's
a
up, little
crooked
buddy?
state. California's a crooked state.
That's funny.
Many crooked states. We have a very, very dishonest voting system. The last time I won, 24, the one that just took place, I won because it was too big to rig. You couldn't rig it, it was too big. But I won the state of Minnesota. It's a corrupt voting system
Listen.
with an incompetent governor, a very incompetent governor.
President.
And by the way, he's a very corrupt governor too. Go ahead.
I have a question on Iran, but first, very quickly on Venezuela. How do you provide total security guarantees to these companies without putting U.S. boots on the ground?
Well, we're going to work with the Venezuelan leaders and people, and we're going to have a very safe group. And they're going to also bring over some security with them. You know, these are not babies. These are people that drill oil in some pretty rough places. I can say a couple of those places make Venezuela look like a picnic. These people around the table, these are tough people. They go into areas that you wouldn't want to go. They go into areas that if they invited me, I'd say, no, thanks. I'll see you back in Palm Beach. No, this is a tough group of people. They know how to do it. But we are, in addition to that, we'll have very good security for them. We're going to make sure there's very, very good security. And I think the people of Venezuela are going to give you very good security. You know, the people, now I'm not talking even leadership, the people of Venezuela are going wild over this. They named a street after President Trump. What do? You attack a country and they name a street? That's never happened.
But we have new details in that gruesome case where a man with
At Wayfair, we bring style to every get-together. We brought wings.
You mean these wingback chairs?
But we have new details in that gruesome case where a man was arrested and charged with burglarizing graves and storing remains in his home and storage unit. Chris O'Connell, you've been following this story since it broke.
You graduated either the lowest or almost the lowest in your class. Don't ever use the word smart with me. Don't ever use that word. Oh, give me a break. Because you know what? There's nothing smart about you, Jill.
It's just awfully good that someone with the temp.
Get ready for some football, some Texas.
What happens in the Arctic does not stay in the Arctic.
There are things happening.
How much money are you thinking of giving people in Greenland to get them on board with a possible U.S.
I'm not talking about money for Greenland yet. I might talk about that. But right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not, because if we don't do it, Russia or China will take over Greenland, and we're not going to have Russia or China as a neighbor. I would like to make a deal, you know, the easy way, but if we don't do it the easy way, we're going to do it the hard way. And by the way, I'm a fan of Denmark too. I have to tell you, and you know, they've been very nice to me. I'm a big fan, but you know, the fact that they had a boat land there 500 years ago doesn't mean that they own the land. Sure, we had lots of boats go there also, but we need that because if you take a look outside of Greenland right now, there are Russian destroyers, there are Chinese.
Dude said Stroud and then Stroud. I thought so. Real world
All right,
scenario.
you gotta stop buying generic Viagra if y'all over 40. You can get 9 pills of 100 milligram generic Viagra for just
Mm.